Welcome to the Adoption Lounge. I'm Amanda.
And I am Katie, and we are filming this on Halloween, so...
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween. Happy Samhain to those of us who are Celtic or Irish.
Like Katie.
Like me. So, Amanda, what did your kids dress up as? I know you didn't dress up.
No, I do not dress up. I have one skeleton. Spooky skeleton.
Wait, which kid?
Elliot.
Okay.
Clark is a T-Rex.
I did see a picture of that.
And Mason was going to be a minion and then decided he did not want to go trick-or-treating.
What?
So he'll probably just put on a mask at the last minute, go get some candy, and then come back home.
Like, that's so Mason.
It's so Mason. What's Reese is the cutest.
Thank you. He is Curious George this year.
Cutest monkey ever.
I know. His tail is Velcro.
It's not coming home.
So I don't know if it's going to make it all the way home, but my husband pointed out earlier that Curious George doesn't actually have a tail.
Oh, so it's perfect.
So I feel like it'll work itself out. It'll be fine.
Yep, it'll be fine.
Yep. So what are we doing today?
So we have a guest, which we love. Her name is Kiki, and we will talk about her journey today. I cannot wait.
Yes, Kiki adopted with Angel. And she's going to just basically walk us through her journey and answer some questions, and we can get to know her.
So Kiki, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So hi, I am Kiki. I live in Pittsburgh, PA, and I adopted my daughter. She just turned 10 months a couple of days ago, and it has been the absolute best journey of my whole entire life. It's everything I could dream of and more.
Aw, I love that.
Yes.
So can we ask you, what led you to adoption in the first place?
Yes. So I am in a same-sex marriage. So we obviously knew we weren't going to have a child the natural way. And ironically, when I was about 10 years old, I remember playing Barbies, and I had my Barbie, and I was like, oh, this is my little daughter. I adopted her. But when you're 10, you don't know what really adoption is. So like, why I chose that, I don't know. But I always remembered like, one day I'm going to adopt a baby. I don't know how, I don't know when. And then here we are. I knew even back then.
I love that.
Yeah.
And how did you feel about when you were looking at different companies? Like, what made you choose Angel?
I was very overwhelmed. There is a lot out there. A lot. Actually, it was the call that I had with Angel that it just clicked. It just felt like it was the right connection. And all of my fears that I had, it seemed like Angel understood them, knew them, listened to me, validated me, and then just made me feel safe.
Oh, I'm so glad. That makes me so happy. I feel like that's always the main goal, right? Because families usually come to us and they're really overwhelmed, and we want to help you feel a little bit more under control about the research process. So how did you feel when you first started your journey? Like, what was your mindset when you kind of first got going?
Oh, when I first started going, yes, let's do it. Let's go. It's going to happen immediately. Everything's going to line up and everything's going to be perfect. And then the reality set in that that's not how everything works. Everything just doesn't happen overnight. You don't lose weight overnight. You don't adopt a baby overnight. None of that. So once I realized the reality, I was, again, overwhelmed. I was scared, anxious. And I just remembered when I first talked to Angel, I asked for advice. And you guys had told me, just trust the process, that it was hard to do, but that's really the best advice you could give me. And I just really held on to that at first. Yeah, I just remembered just to trust the process.
It's like a mantra.
Trust the process. So take me through your opportunities. How many opportunities did you ultimately have throughout your journey with Angel?
Okay, so we matched almost immediately with an expectant mother. We talked to her a few months, and then she decided to birth, which we supported her completely. We were very happy for her. And then there was a little time that passed, and we matched again, and this ended up being our daughter's birth mother, and we have the best connection ever. So we ended up matching twice. One decided to parent herself, and then the other is our daughter's birth mom.
Aw. Well, I know that you have such a healthy outlook, especially since you adopted your daughter shortly after, but how did you initially feel moving forward after the first one did not work out?
I was very optimistic, but I
Oh,
was
good.
also very afraid. It was like a double-edged sword. Like, yes, it's gonna happen, be optimistic, see the positive in it, but also, what if she decides to parent again? What if this isn't my time? So again, I trust the process.
Anything you and your wife did to kind of like recenter yourselves before you kind of jumped back in, or were you both ready to just jump back in right away?
We were ready to jump right back in. We
Cool.
were Every single night we would go outside together and look at the stars, and we would make a wish on the star, and we would
Aw.
say, like, you would think our wish would be like, just let us have a baby. But we would say, like, let our baby find us, the one that's supposed to be with us. Let that child find us so that it's the right match and everything works out how it's supposed to be.
That's special. I
It
really like that. I
is.
think that's a good perspective to have.
Yeah, I agree. I really like that too. So if you want to walk us through, how did it go when it was finally time for the birth of your daughter?
So, the birth happened about 6 hours away in a different state. So we traveled the day of the birth, what we thought was going to be the birth. Um,
Did you
we
drive or fly? I get this question all the time from families.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
drove. We drove. It was
Okay.
about 6.5 hours with all of our stops.
So definitely
Um,
close enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, my wife refused to take any naps. Me, on the other hand, knew,
She's
hello,
like
our
something's
Something
life.
should happen.
She was
Uh-huh.
excited.
I'd
Yeah, but
probably be
like
the same way.
I knew our life was about to change, and if I don't sleep, like I need sleep, some sleep. So I took a nap while we went to
Smart.
an Airbnb. So while I was napping, they built like the little bassinet and everything and got all the clothes ready while I was just, you know, snoring away.
That's us right there. I would be like too anxious and I would need to do every activity
Yep.
possible.
Katie would
Amanda
not
would be
sleep, and I would.
unconscious.
Yes, I would be like, listen, I'm about to never sleep again because we're gonna have a newborn, so
Exactly.
I'm gonna sleep now.
Oh yeah, you guys are smarter
Exactly.
for sure.
Yes, yes. And this is recording, so I have you saying that. I'll use that again.
Show it to your wife later.
Right?
It's specific to this situation.
Um,
Context.
so we did meet at the hospital. We met our daughter's birth mom for the first time at the hospital in the waiting room. They took her back, gave her her own room. She let us be a part of the whole entire process. We were there every step of the way. So we met about 8 p.m. that night, and she was induced, and it took forever and ever and ever. So we did give her some privacy to like sleep and everything. And my wife and I went into the waiting room and tried to take naps. She would fall asleep for
You know
five
who is
minutes.
napping. Yeah.
She would fall asleep for 5 minutes, and then her alarm would go off to wake her up, and I maybe napped for 10 minutes here or there.
That'd be me.
Your alarm wouldn't even wake you up. Wait,
Um,
so what was it
mhm,
like first meeting? Was that like, because that was the first time you met
yeah.
the birth mom in person,
hmm
right? So what was it like meeting her at such a kind of emotional time?
At first, it was awkward because
Yeah.
you have never met this person before, and they're about to change your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so it was a little bit awkward, but then it was just like we were best friends. Like
Aw.
we had been in this the whole time together. I've known her my whole life. So after like the little awkward of, hey, hi, how are you? After that, it was just like sitting there with my best friend.
Aw.
And how long did you guys get to talk before she gave birth? Was it a long kind of connection or shorter?
So we matched the day she found out she was pregnant.
Oh my, so quick.
Wow.
Yeah. hmm Yeah.
Wow, that's
And
awesome.
during the whole process, anytime she had an ultrasound or anything, she would FaceTime us so that we were a part of every single doctor's appointment. We knew everything the whole entire time. We are
I
very,
feel like
very blessed for her.
that's so cool going into the hospital experience because you feel like you've been such a big part of the pregnancy as
The
well.
whole
hmm
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very cool.
Even if she had decided to parent after she had given birth or anything, it still would have been such a magical process because we had been there and had gotten close, and it would have just been, like I said, like one of my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always tell families though, like, don't be afraid to say yes to an opportunity where she might have just recently found out she's pregnant, because you could get the opportunity to be a part of her pregnancy. And I think that's just a different kind of special.
It is. I think it bonds you
Mhm.
guys too. I'm sure you probably felt a closer bond to her because you
Oh,
were
yeah.
an active participant throughout most of the
Mhm.
pregnancies.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're napping in the waiting room, kind of.
One of you.
One of us.
One of
Uh-huh.
you is napping.
Yeah. We also had taken my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law with us,
Mm.
just in case we needed somebody to run back and forth between the hospital, the Airbnb, which we
Mhm.
ended up needing anyway. And so they brought us breakfast. Our breakfast was a Starbucks cookie that was like a snowman, which I had never had before. You need to eat them. They are the best cookies. Maybe I was just starving, but they are the best cookies I've ever had. So
Kind of
we
fun
had,
too, because then every time you eat one, you'll think of
uh-huh,
that day.
exactly, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So we had that for our breakfast, and then the hospital gave us our own room that we spent the rest of the day in.
Oh, that's
So,
nice.
yeah, it was very nice. We had our own private room. The four of us were in there. I, of course, got the bed. I mean,
The nap.
anyone surprised? Anyone surprised? Yeah, and then what's really funny is anytime anything major would happen, it was when we were eating food. So we order lunch. I know. We order lunch and we are about to take a bite of our sandwich. And our daughter's birth mom texts me and says, "My water just broke." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Now it's go time. Let's go, go, go." And
Right.
then nothing happened. And then we're eating dinner, and then it really was go time at dinner time.
You should have just eaten more. Now
Right,
looking
that's
back,
what I
right?
kept saying.
My
I'm like,
kids
let's
are
just
kind of
order
getting used
something.
to it. They're like, mine eats going. This makes me think of Home Alone when Kevin McAllister makes himself mac and cheese, and then immediately the burglars arrive.
Yes.
About that all the time. 'Cause I feel like my biggest fear in life is not getting to eat the food that has just been laid before me.
Oh, it's the
It's
worst.
the worst. So I already love this kid's moxie.
Yeah. So we did get to eat the food, thankfully, because I would have been hangry if we had not.
Same.
Yeah. So we had ordered our dinner. My sister-in-law and mother-in-law went to go get the food, and that's when the nurse came running in like, "It's go time." And we're like,
So
"Wait,
exciting.
it's dinner time." Like, "No, it's not go time." And I remember like I had my phone and I was texting my dad like, "It's go time." And I just threw my phone. I like didn't even know where it went. Like I
Goodbye
didn't,
forever.
yeah, exactly. So she was a couple doors down. So we were in there. We saw the baby be born. My wife cut the cord.
Oh my
I
gosh. Did you know the
sobbed.
sex of the baby before the delivery, or was
We
that a
did,
surprise too?
yes.
Okay, so you knew you were
We
having.
actually found out that we were having a girl on the anniversary of my mom's passing, which is
Oh.
why I wanted to have a girl to name her after my mom. So it was just like cosmic alignment.
So
So
special.
what did you
Yeah.
name her? What's the name?
Her name is Riley, Virginia, and Virginia is after my mom.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Aw.
Um,
So your wife
yeah.
cut the cord. Love that.
Yeah, her face went very pale at that point. She said it was
She had
She-
plenty of rest. I mean, come on.
She's been through some things. Yeah.
uh-huh, yeah, uh-huh. At this point, it had been about 24 hours since we had
Oh,
originally.
wow.
Yeah, it was a long 24 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So she cut the cord, they took the baby, and, we're cleaning her off and everything. I am a medical professional, and this is a once in a life opportunity that you're going to see somebody give birth. So I was all up in there like, what are we doing now? What's that? What are you guys doing? Why are you
What are
guys
we
massaging
doing?
her
Yeah,
belly?
I was just gonna say, are you two the same person?
Kiki,
We
we are
are.
the same. Did we just become best friends? Are we best friends?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, second to Katie, of course.
Someone needs to balance.
Did you see that look? I love that.
Someone needs to balance you two weirdos out. Like, come on.
If you're the right fit, though.
Oh, I love
Just
her.
kidding. Just
I
kidding.
love her.
Oh man, someone's got to
kidding.
build a bassinet while you're sleeping.
Right? Why we're
That's true.
napping. That's true, Kiki. That's where she fits in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take you.
I'll stay by the head.
We'll take you. We'll keep you for now.
For
I
now.
actually think birth is super interesting, though. I mean, that is so special that she wanted you to be a part of it,
Yeah.
and that opportunity is, you can't really not
Yeah, it's
participate.
remarkable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what were you feeling as you're in the room getting to see this like miracle happen? I'm sure it's a lot of emotion.
Yeah, I knew I was going to cry. I am very emotional. I knew that. I didn't expect the ugly crying. Like I was sobbing, had snot, like hiccuping because I was crying so much. I didn't expect that. But I just felt so much love at that point. Love for everybody in the room. Love for the expectant mother, for our daughter, for my wife, for all the hospital people. Yeah, it was just very overwhelming of love.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so the plan was we were going to have our daughter taken into our room and we were going to do skin to skin, all of that. However, there was a change of shift that happened right as we were in the process of giving birth. So the new shift didn't know that was the plan. So the baby went to the nursery for a little bit and we went to our room across from the nursery. And when lions are looking over at like their baby and they're like pacing back and forth, that was my wife outside of the nursery. And our baby was the only baby in there and she's just like back and forth, like tapping on the window. And I'm like,
Oh my
give
gosh.
them some time. Yeah. Yeah.
That's adorable.
It is. It is. A little embarrassing for me, but yeah.
You were probably like, stop pacing. Yeah. Sit down.
Like,
Take a
just
nap,
come.
maybe.
Right? Uh-huh. Exactly. Yeah. So about, I will say a half hour later, they brought her in, and then she's never left our side ever since.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh.
So fun story. She was born in December, and we were
That
in
was so
Indiana.
romantic.
Now it all makes sense.
All makes sense.
There was a ladybug in our hospital room, which is weird. One, it's a hospital. Two, it's winter.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That is weird.
So I was like, oh, like ladybug, luck, new beginnings. When we
Yeah.
brought her home and we met, she met her grandfather for the first time, there was a ladybug flying around. It was also in December in PA in winter time. So for Halloween, she is being a ladybug.
Oh, cute.
I love that.
Yeah,
It was probably your mom.
I know that,
Oh.
right? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I have a tattoo. I can send you guys a picture of it. I
You
would show
should
it to you,
always
but
send me pictures of all your tattoos.
I will.
Same here.
So it's my hand holding Riley's foot, her actual foot, and it's my actual hand. And then there's a little ladybug that's flying around it.
That is
Yeah.
so cute.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
That is so
Oh.
cute.
Yeah,
I'll
you
send
have
you
to
guys
send us a
pictures.
picture.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So outside of planning the Halloween costume,
Mhm.
how has life been post adoption?
Okay, so everyone that's listening to this may not like me. I think I have the best baby ever.
Oh.
Ever since she was born, she slept through the night. We only had one bad night where she was up. She has always slept through the night. She's always ate all of her food. She rarely cries. Like, she's like a little angel baby.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
my son was
like,
like that too.
I have to pinch myself, like, is this real life or am I, like, in some elaborate dream where I'm
Yeah,
just,
well, he's my
yeah.
only child, so I always felt like he was trying to trick me.
Uh-huh.
I've heard that, but I think you have the best baby because you're the best parent.
Well, I think adopted kids make
thank
the
you.
best kids too. So
That's probably true because I probably was not a great kid. I mean, I've
I
heard.
wasn't.
I'll
I
ask
know I
Regina.
wasn't.
Well, my mom says that she wanted 3, so there had to have been a reason she stopped after me, and I want to say it's because I'm horrible.
Yeah. See, we have that. I feel ya.
I like to think I just have a big personality. You get it, Kiki, because we're like the same
I get
person
it.
we've established. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it totally.
So have you maintained a relationship with your birth mom?
Yeah. So we used to talk every single day. We knew after birth that would probably change. We both were ready for that.
Mhm.
I would still say to this day she's one of my best friends.
Aw.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
We don't talk daily, but at least once a week, we're checking in with each other. And it's not even so much about Riley, it's just about each other and like what's going on in our lives. And
I
we really
really
just,
respect that.
yeah, we formed that friendship. And I don't think our journey would have been what it was without her. She is what made our journey. Well, and Riley, of course.
Do you have any plans to meet in person? Do you have an open adoption?
We do have an open adoption.
Okay.
Mostly we had the open adoption. We were okay either way. We were okay with whatever.
Okay.
We respected birth family's decision. She wanted to have an open one for medical reasons, which I absolutely love that and respect that completely.
Yeah.
I would love to connect with her again, probably once Riley is a little bit older and can understand the different relationships we have.
Right.
But yeah, definitely open to visiting each other again.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
you guys still talk too. I
mean,
just
really,
think that
she's
that's
like-
really special.
She's part of my family now. I
I
mean,
love that.
We hear that
Yeah.
so much, and I
Yes.
really like that.
Me too. It just
Mhm.
offers such a different perspective because I think there's a lot of fear going into post-placement communication and when you're considering what to be open for, which I understand because you want to protect your family, you don't want your child to be confused, but usually families, when they get a lot more educated about it and can hear beautiful stories like yours, it can help change perspectives for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, Kikikins, close me out here. What advice would you give to other adopting parents?
You know, I knew you guys were going to ask this, and I stayed up all night like trying to think of the perfect way to phrase what I want to say. Well, first, trust the process, definitely. Have faith that your child is out there. Your child may not come to you the way you think your child is going to come to you. They may not come when you want them to come or think they're going to come, but that right child will find you eventually. And you just have to hold on to that knowing one day they will find you.
I really like that.
I just had a conversation today with a family that's like, I am so nervous about maybe going through a disruption. And I'm like, it is just like dating. I said, would you never date if you knew that there was going to be heartbreak? No, you'd go through it all over again if it meant that you ended up with your person. And he's like, you're so right. And I'm like, so keep that attitude throughout the process.
Yeah.
Keep that energy.
Right?
I mean, even like looking at Riley, she looks like my wife and I combined. Like,
Aw.
and there are moments I look at her and like I can see my mom's eyes in her, and I'm just like, you were meant to be ours. There's a
Aw.
reason like you found us. So
Yeah.
just
That's
hold
so
on to
special.
that.
That's great advice. Truly.
Thank you so much for talking with us.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
we really appreciate it.
Of course. I better see some fun TikToks happening.
I love that you love the TikToks. I'm like, oh, Kiki saw it.
Oh
I
yeah,
know. We appreciate
I'm all over
you.
them.
You're like
Yeah,
our
of
number
course.
one fan.
Obviously.
So you're like our number one lounger.
Can I get a t-shirt that says
We
that?
should.
Yes. Like Swifties who?
Yeah.
Loungers is where it's at.
Mhm,
We'll make a
mhm.
t-shirt. We'll send it to you.
Yeah. And loungers, like that's just our vibe.
Because we like to nap.
Exactly.
Big nap energy over here.
Yes. See? Full circle.
Yes, that's actually the best
I know.
advice.
Look at us.
Take a nap
Closing it out.
before the baby's born.
Yeah.
No one's
You
ever
might not
said
nap
that,
again.
but like mom to mom, is that not like the best advice?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Take a nap.
Make sure you have a really nice big dinner and take a nap.
Eat the mac and cheese.
Yes.
Yes. Eat the mac and cheese and snuggle in for a nap.
Putting that on a t-shirt.
Catchphrases.
Well, we really appreciate you, Kiki. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And hopefully everyone enjoyed Kiki because she is the best.
Yeah.
Thank
And I
you.
know that you are probably going to be busy planning a first birthday soon. So have fun with your little ladybug today.
I will. Thank you guys so much, and good luck to everybody out there. Your
Aw.
baby will find their way to you.
You are so sweet.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. All right, babe.
Bye, Kiki.
Bye, ladies. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your Halloween.
Yes,
Thank
you too. Send
All right.
pictures.
Yes, in pictures.
Of course. All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, next week, I think we're going to do this again with another one of our adoptive parents, which is really amazing.
Yeah, we love having. We have a lot of guests lined up, and we're
Yeah.
excited about it. We
Yeah.
love having guests on.
So until then, we're going to hit the streets, try to get some candy. Good candy only.
Oh, I'm
Some
taxing.
Reese's.
I'm taxing for sure.
I don't think that my kid got any Reese's.
What's your favorite candy? Reese's, of course.
Your husband and I have the exact same taste
Oh
in food.
my gosh. I don't really like candy, but I would say Twix if I'm going to.
I know. I was going to say
Yep.
you love Twix.
If I'm going to eat a piece of candy.
I'll save some Twix for you.
Yeah, you will. Well.
All right, loungers.
All right, loungers.
We'll see you
Till
next
time.
Thank you.